That is so cool. Oh, there is a. It's so much easier. Eric, I know just a one step, Diane's coming into the later.
Yeah, no, it's.
Is there a way, if people, I noticed with this, don't have a camera on, it doesn't show up, is there something that can show everybody? Don't know, say that. No, that's fine, we can do that, I'll try, that's fine. Eric, can you hear us? You are muted, but can you hear us? Okay. All right, I'll call the Shrewsbury Select Board meeting to order at 5:02 on October 28th, 2025. So our agenda tonight has on it a public comment, and then our general business for this evening is approved minutes from 10/14 and October 14th and October 21st. Accept a resignation from Darwin Rutledge. I apologize for mispronouncing that name. From the Recreation Committee, discuss the Halloween plans for town with the fire chief and the acting police chief. Review and discuss the police chief's request, fire chief's request for permission to take the old fire chief's car and use it for training. Update on EV chargers from Eric. Review and vote on means test exemption percentage from the assessors, Leslie. Review and sign letter for MEPA regarding Eversource transmission. Michael DeKiera, I'm assuming likely come with us and give us a background too. Review and sign authorization form requesting access to Mass Energy Insight data entry for Joan Watson. And then we have two open meeting law topics, and one is from October 3rd with a complaint from August 22nd, and then review and discuss open meeting law complaint on October 7th. And then Haley will have her time administrator date report for us. So any other things we need to add to the agenda? No, okay. Okay, so moving on, if there's anyone on camera like to make a public comment, please use the raise hand feature at the bottom of the screen. Oh, Eric might have just ducked off or even. So anyone have a public comment? Mateo.
Hi, I just wanted to provide a brief update. I know I talked to the select board a number of months ago about the idea of using CPA funds for partnering with other towns for a regional affordable housing coordinator. And I just wanted to sort of update on that. I spoke with Stuart Saginaw at the Community Preservation Coalition, who told me that the CPC itself can actually submit the request to use those funds, can present that to town meeting. It doesn't have to go through the select board. So the CPC is currently working through that process and in discussion about possibly putting something before a town meeting to do that. So it's off the select board's plate.
Okay. Thank you. I figured it out. Yeah, thank you. Right in the middle of all of that. Diane, I see your hand.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of trouble with the audio. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, yeah, we can hear you.
It's really hard to hear what's going on in the meeting.
And Brennan, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you clear on my end.
How about Eric? Can you hear us okay?
Mateo, can you hear us?
They're both muted.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Not sure, Diane. It might be on your end. Seems like other people are not.
Well, I don't have trouble hearing other Zoom meetings, but this one is a challenge. Thank you.
Okay. We'll try to project. Was that your comment? She's still here. So,
Alright. Okay. So we will move on. So the first is to approve minutes from our October 14th, 2025 meeting. So do I hear a motion to approve the minutes for October 14th, 2025?
I move that we approve the minutes from October 14, 2025.
Second.
Okay. Were there any edits or? I didn't see any, but
I didn't see any.
No, I think they're good.
okay, okay. All in favor of approving the minutes from October 14th?
Farrell, I.
Stalker, aye.
In peace, O'Neill, aye. And do I hear a motion for October 21st?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any corrections or edits on that one?
I think that was okay too.
Yep.
Okay, all those in favor?
Farrell, I.
Stalker, aye.
In peace, O'Neill, aye. And we have the resignation for Darwin from the Recreation Committee. So we traditionally accept resignations by vote. So do I hear a motion to accept the resignation from Darwin Minkner Rutledge from the Recreation Committee?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Farrell, I.
Stalker, aye.
In peace, O'Neill, aye. Bill Brennan, right, I think. That's awesome. And now discussion for Halloween plans and department updates from fire chief and acting police chief. So Devin and Lenny. What does Halloween look like on Greg?
I was gonna just say, same as last year, for the fire department side, we're gonna,
For those who may not know that.
yes, we're gonna serve cider donuts and have a bowl of candy out with the fire department. Well, started at dusk and stay probably till probably like 9 o'clock-ish, well, basically disappearing. Pretty much what we've done every year, that's what I plan on doing this year. This department's looking forward to Halloween. It's my favorite holiday in Houston. And we're ready for it. We're gonna be doing the trunk or treat again. So we'll have a cruiser decorated. We're gonna have the road closed, that's what we typically do at the Louisville Prescott intersection. Then further down at the Belt Hill Road intersection, it's a soft closure. Through traffic is still let through for folks that live in town. Well, that keeps the kids more safe this year too. We're doing low stick bracelets. So for more visibility, which obviously is optional, but it's part of our little goodie bags that we give out. So yeah, officers on ensuring safety as we control up and down to keep the traffic nice and slow.
Any questions, Eric or Rita?
No, no.
Okay. All right, so we'll look forward to the. And Lenny, you guys didn't need no vote from us for Halloween stuff, I didn't.
What's up?
You guys didn't need a vote from us for Halloween. And now, review with it and discuss the fire chief's request for permission to take all the chief's part and use it for trade.
Yes, the former fire chief's car was pretty old, sorry, I don't have the date on it, but it was pretty much rusted that before. I did go over it, voted on a new chief's car, and so far I just sent it back to parking lot. basically not done anything with it, the former administrator hasn't done anything with it. And I would like to give it to Cloris so we can cut off for jaw training and cut it into pieces for practice with our jaws. So that's what I'd like to do.
It was a really cool demonstration. It's.
It is generally kind of hard to do proper training with a bunch of onlookers.
Okay.
How about recording it and then?
Yeah.
Oh, we're in charge. So, yeah, in the past, Clark has donated cars, brought them up to the back of the fire station. It's not problematic to cut cars apart and have broken glass all over the place.
Yeah.
In the past, we've basically cut car, the last several years, I've asked Clark if we can go to his place and do it there. We usually invite Sam and Wendell to come over and Clark will be able to put a car on its roof and start all their scenarios. It is tough to get in there. There's not much room for the fire trucks, so it's kind of a time sensitive portion of when we can actually do it because hopefully right now he's got a bunch of cars crushed and he actually has room for a couple fire trucks to come in. But we can only do it just a couple times a year. That there's actual room available to do it at Clark's junkyard, but it is easier that there is already broken glass and car parts everywhere. You don't have to clean up as much when we're cutting cars up right next to the crushing. So, that's what I'd like to do with the chief's car, the former chief's car.
Can I ask you an unrelated question just about road closures and about your, the announcement? So
Yes.
where does the road closure for Prescott start at Cooleyville?
It starts at the dirt part of Cooleyville to Town Farm Road. Yeah, it's in between, the works being done in between. The intersection of Cooleyville, where it starts, and Town Farm Road.
So there's no through traffic from 202
Through the center.
through the center.
Yes. So
Like somebody coming up Cooleyville, so traffic would be detoured onto,
Cooleyville would be unaffected.
right, they'd be unaffected, but people coming off of 202 can't come.
Yes, there'll be an officer on each end to, give directions on how to get around.
Okay,
And detour signs as well.
okay, so is that an all day event,
It's from 8 to 3.
8 to 3?
It's basically till they're done, and they're gonna let the morning buses will go through, they're gonna wait for the morning buses. Unfortunately, they got planned for a Wednesday, which is,
Half day,
for
right?
the elementary school. I've already spoken to the elementary school, so they're aware that Town Farm will still be, which is the only concern if that would be accessible. It will be accessible from to go to. So you can come up to get into Town Farm from 202. The closure starts after Town Farm Road. Okay. Yeah, so I went back and forth on, do I do a short message that's straight to the
I know,
point?
I
Or
know.
do a lengthy message that some people can get confused, and then I get phone calls on the station. So that's what I did for this message. I mean, you can get me more input on the future if you want more detailed messages.
Yeah, I just think it would have been clearer if, because a lot of people don't know because the road changes names.
Yeah.
So
Cooleyville does
it's
that.
Cooleyville up until,
Yeah.
it's Cooleyville up until there, then it becomes Prescott. So
Don't
it's,
get me wrong, I wish roads stay the same name.
yeah.
I'm the first one that wishes that, but it's kind of like, it is, yeah.
Because I had to ask my husband, I said, what's Prescott Road? Where is Prescott Road? And he said, well, it doesn't start till you get to Cooleyville. I said, oh, okay. So, where it splits off.
It is frustrating because it was Prescott, Louisville, and Laverick within less than a quarter mile.
Right,
And
Right.
it is frustrating in a way, but
right.
that's the way it's been done for a long time. It's a good point, because we probably don't think of it as much because we know all the roads.
Right, but somebody's planning on coming
Yeah,
through the center of town going to 202, well, they'll say, well, wait a minute. Yeah,
Right away.
but
Yeah.
they'll figure it out.
Well, that's why we have officers. to
Right,
check
yeah.
on.
So if you're coming up from like Leverett, you'll you'll go back to Pelham Hill Road.
Yes, you can do that or take a wheel.
Okay, cool. Okay, all right, it's just one day.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So do I hear a vote to give the fire chief permission to use the old Chief Carver training with the Jaws of Life?
So moved.
Second,
All those in favor?
Farrell, I.
Stalker, aye.
AP O'Neill, aye. Thank you.
Okay, so that car can get cut up and put in this.
Okay, Eric, update on the EV chargers.
Yeah, there's a little confusion there. Oops, sorry, here we go. No, I'm open. How do I want to say this? The only, we've gone back and forth on where to put the charger, if we put a chargers anywhere. And the bottom line is, we first we're gonna do it at the town hall, then we're gonna do it at the school, then we're gonna go do it at the highway department. Finally, we decided we really should do it at the new library. That's where the place is, where, because you really want someone to be able to charge their car and walk in, do something creative for half an hour while they charge it. And we didn't really want to create a situation where people are walking into the town hall and the school, or the highway department for that matter. So the idea was to do it at the library. At least Mary Ann is okay with that, as long as we don't, some of the if you lease the chargers, as opposed to owning them, you have to basically let there be a always open station to park the cars, park electric cars, because they want to make money. They want the chargers there. If you own the chargers, I think you can do whatever you want. You can decide that, like Mary Ann, that's basically what she was saying. She just wants a situation where, like, somebody, if there's no part, there's I think there are 12 spaces there, and let's just say the 12th space, just can be used as a regular parking spot. That's what she wants. I think that's okay. This is a complicated issue. The other issue is, like, if we had parking spaces at the town garage for overflow parking. We did look at that. I know the garden club has looked at it. We looked at it the other day, and one thing is clear, that if you move the entrance to the highway department down the road toward Leverett, if you moved it 10 feet, there's plenty of sight line. When you get out of there, you can look out and see the traffic coming both ways and so forth. That's what I know Dave was really objecting to before, about the berm, was that they couldn't see around it. But I think that's a solvable problem, which we'll talk on when we talk to him on Thursday. We'll see if we can get that straightened out. So the bottom line is, it's still happening. It's still a little bit, what's the word? It's a little confusing at this point, but I think it will happen.
That's a question.
Yeah, Michael has a question.
Sir, I'm assuming we'll talk about this in ECAC later, so I'll get an update, but just to clarify. What ECAC had recommended was not owning them, so are you thinking that you want to own them so you have flexibility at the library?
Well, yeah, the owning them is the only way we would get flexibility to be able to use the library. To be able
Is
to,
it
in
all
other
or
words,
nothing?
pardon me?
Like, own them all? Is it all or nothing? Like, we have to own them all in all locations? And
I'm not
lease
even sure
them?
how many there are. I don't think there's more than one or two of them anyway.
Looking at 2 chargers, and yeah, it's all or nothing.
Okay.
And then the other complicating factor is we can't do it at town hall, or I guess we could, but it needs to be on a paved spot. So that's only the front section of the
Got
town
it.
hall. And it also has to be ADA accessible. So it's
Got
a
it.
lot of different variables, that you have to consider.
Okay, that's good to know. So basically, what shift is a lot based on Because you guys did the site visit.
Based on the reality of our infrastructure right now, yeah,
Yeah.
it's shaping up to be really different. You know, I have said before, I don't necessarily think that we want to be encouraging people to park at the highway garage. You know, I'm thinking worst case scenario, I've got baby in one hand and my 5-year-old goes running into the garage or around equipment, and I don't think we wanna touch that. But if you wanna do EV, we will have to get creative, with what we've got to work with.
Well, one thing, if we did have parking there, we'd probably have to have, I don't know if you know about the lights like in East Hampton or at Amherst College, just some lights that a person using a crosswalk hits the button and these lights flash and so forth. So I think we'd probably have to have at a bare minimum, we'd have to have some kind of crosswalk that had some kind of protection for the walkers.
No, I love those prospects. Would that be something? I guess we could look for grants, but would that be something that the library would have to put in?
Not raised.
Yeah, that will get.
Smart streets. Smart streets you can put it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a complicated situation, basically, as far as I can tell.
Really is complicated.
So I think we just have to sort of keep pushing on it and see what's possible, basically. That's my view anyway. I wouldn't give up on this project yet, but I would say that there are impediments. Let's just put it that way.
So to be continued.
Yes, I think that's the bottom line, is to be continued.
And what's the meeting on Thursday?
The meeting on Thursday is just to meet with Dave and Mary Ann and just sort of look at the possibility of moving the driveway. So there's from the highway garage so that it has more better sight lines. And just to talk about all the different possibilities there. I mean, you know, I understand there's what's the word? There's pushback on the idea of having parking there at the garage. I guess we'll have to decide whether or not that's how serious that is, basically.
And will you be at that meeting? On
Yes.
Thursday, yeah, so you're there, okay.
Eric, myself, Dave, Mary Ann, and maybe Greg.
Right.
Might be there.
Anyone's welcome. It's not, you know, we're just,
It's okay. It's not close to select board meeting though, that's okay.
No.
I have another meeting on Thursday that I wasn't looking to go to another meeting, I was just curious.
Eric, I just encourage everyone to remember that it is a work zone and there's big heavy machinery working around there. And do we want to take that risk on? That's.
right.
You know, and we aren't gonna ask the fire chief to park him around his building because of vehicles. We just be wanting cautious of what Dave thinks the machines need for run.
Yeah, no, I know. It's complicated.
It's his workspace in his department, so.
Right.
I think like Eric was saying, it's, you know, it sounds so great. And there are companies out there who will pay for it, but then when you get down to brass tacks, it's like, oh, I didn't think of that, or now I have to consider this option.
That's it, and just, I mean, because we debated this for a while, I mean, one of the things was. When we approved the zero emission vehicle policy, the idea was, if we're gonna do that, and even though we don't have. Vehicles now that we're used to putting infrastructure, but it does get complicated in reality.
Right. I mean, that may be an argument in favor of putting the chargers up at the town hall and just say, hey, so at some point we'll have vehicles that have to be charged. That's one possibility. I think we should look at all the possibilities, and there's still the thing is too. It's just the whole notion of who's actually going to be using these chargers. If you're a resident of Shutesbury and you have an electric car, you most likely have an electric charger at home. They aren't that expensive. They're like $1,000, $1,500 or whatever. They're not crazy, crazy money. And if you're gonna spend the money and have an electric car, you probably have a charger. So who's actually gonna be charging their car at the library? I mean, I don't know. That's a question.
That's a good question. Yeah, that's true, because it's not like someone's gonna come.
Gonna drive their car.
Right.
Yeah, it's a funny, just a funny deal, the whole thing.
And the next thing, and I don't see Leslie, is the use tested exemption percentage.
Leslie for that, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Do we have a time designated for that?
I don't believe so.
Leslie said when we got to her agenda item that they're upstairs and to let her know. I don't have her number personally,
I do.
but
And it was like, you were rich on the small upstairs.
Oh, you're so old fashioned.
Okay, thank you, Michael.
You wanna see, we can quickly do Joan Hansen's office.
Yeah.
That should be a
Yeah,
short street.
that's just the.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's going to help input our data into the Mass Energy Insight so that then I can generate the report, which is a huge help. So I think she's done it before.
Okay.
It just needs the chair signature.
Oh.
Sorry, so do we want to sign it? So in that case, do I hear a motion to authorize Joan Hansen to allow access to Shrewsbury data and features in the map deployment of energy resources, Mass Energy Insight Energy Reporting System?
So moved.
Okay,
Second,
all those in favor?
Farrell, I.
Stalker, aye.
Increase of, yeah, kind of before we one.
Yes.
Okay,
So we do the rental.
okay, so yeah, move on to my.
Okay. Looking for.
Review and sign letter for MEVA. Regarding the Eversource transmission, go for it.
Correct. So Shrewsbury, Pelham, and Belcher don't have the distinct.
Want to come up?
Sure. Got the distinct honor of having two transmission line projects going through our towns. So we talked about National Grid and you guys signed that letter. Never was, I think it was February.
Yeah.
So Eversource is the other one. And you've all seen the letter, but basically it's been public comment period goes through the end of November, I think it's November 21st. And so what's really cool is currently Pelham Select Board has signed it. Belchertown Select Board has signed it, Amherst Concom has signed it. And then if we sign it, so we'll have 4 towns. And then Judy Eisman, who's the chair of the Pelham Planning Board, who's quite connected to different towns, is reaching out to some other towns. So that, but I think so if you agree to sign it, we'll send it off. So that me and Haley can talk about the coordination with signatures and documents, but it's turned out to be a pretty good coordination. I'm pretty impressed. So that's part one. I'll tell you about National Grid if you want to discuss that Eversource thing at all.
How do you feel about Eversource and just running through? Eric, Rita, any
I'm
questions?
sorry, I lost that
I'll
question.
just- Any questions with what, the letter for? BIPA?
No, I think, no, it's pretty self-explanatory.
I just as a side note, I took a walk at Buffalo Falls today.
Oh, I did.
Pelham, and I hadn't been there for a while and posted along the trail was a map showing this is where they're gonna be cutting. And so they had a map and then they had the 278 acres. So somebody put it up there.
Yeah.
It was really good because it
Yes, they-
showed like where you were walking, the trails where they were gonna be doing
Yes.
all the,
Stacy McCullough, who's on the planning board, held I didn't know before this,
yeah.
has been the mover and shaker in terms of
Yeah.
that. She made those signs.
Oh, she did,
Yeah.
yeah.
And,
They're really effective, especially you're in such like a, a beautiful wooded and there's, it's water. What is it? I'm not sure what the water is, what the
She
water.
also told me she was out walking like 3 weeks ago. And she saw guys ready to cut. And she was like, stop. And then she
Yeah.
called Joe Comerford and like, they were doing preparatory cutting.
Oh.
And I was like,
Well, I thought this was a really good, a really good letter. And it's great to get the coordination amongst the towns, so.
Haley's very helpful.
Do I hear a motion?
So I'll make a motion that we execute this joint letter to MIPA, to Jennifer Hughes, the deputy MIPA director.
Second,
Right, all those in favor?
Carol, I.
Stalker, aye.
Lisa, I.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, goody.
Yeah, that's what. So the second part of it, can you multitask me or should I wait?
I can multitask,
Okay.
but I don't know if Melissa can. And Eric definitely can, because he's there.
Even so. So the second part is, I think you saw some of this in the email, but so National Grid, so the other main character. I'm still trying to, like, some processes I understand clearly. This one is confusing. So this is their second draft environmental impact report. So they did the first one a while ago. This is the second one. Public comment is through December 7th, I think it is. I wrote it down. I'll tell you for sure. December 8th. It's going to be officially released on November 7th, although it's out there to be seen. What we were thinking, Helen and I mentioned to Haley, is asking them to do a community meeting that all the towns could come to, because I think one, they're more apt to come if there's one, if they only have to come for one, and those we work better because there's more bodies in the room. So, Haley and I came up with 2 dates. It seems like either November 17th or 19th. It looks like the 19th is looking like the winter for other people to show up. So if that makes sense to you all, you can, I think Haley and I, who's going to communicate to National Grid and ask them. My gut is we might want to try to do it in town because like don't tell people it will come,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, it's always good.
yeah,
Yeah.
but that's,
They have to learn.
yeah. So so we don't coordinate the details. So I think, but if you guys are good with the dates and us reaching out and figure out how to reach out, we can be the lead to ask them to come. That sounds good.
Yes.
Good. Okay, that's the hardest part.
November 19th.
Yeah.
That's what we're shooting for.
Yeah, it's
It's a Thursday.
Yeah.
Haley, you're not gonna figure out tomorrow. like,
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll be in touch.
Yes.
You know where to find me.
I do. And I don't know if you heard me, I love his furniture.
Yeah, is that great? Well, how about the tech here?
That's pretty fun.
Yeah, the whole room, I can see the screen and then.
Yeah, it's great.
When we can hear.
You can hear, yeah, Diane said she was having trouble hearing us, but I don't think anybody else is, so I'm not sure.
Certainly county district.
It's, Gail Hunter's.
Oh, yeah, it's with the grant,
Yeah. And we should have equipment that we could maybe use upstairs,
That would be good.
our old equipment.
Oh,
Yeah, so we still have our own TV and.
Yeah,
good option.
Yeah.
Shout out to our IT department, Brennan and.
Yeah.
Cool. So sad. Well, thank you very much. I'll email you.
Thanks.
So we will go back to, we'll see the assessors and committee, so review and vote on exemption percentage. Would you like to know something?
Yes, okay.
So, very briefly, so the law that authorizes the MGRA basically allows anybody got a circuit breaker tax credit in the previous year to apply for real estate tax exception for this year, okay? People who get the circuit breaker tax credit are over 65, have an income of less than $72,000, and have a home worth less than something like $1,100,000. And in addition, to apply for the real estate tax exemption, they need to have assets less than $250,000. What the law requires you to do, well, the people who receive the exemption get somewhere between 50 and 200% of whatever they got for the circuit breaker tax credit. What we need from you is to decide on that. Okay. And just for reference, so this is the third year the law's been in effect. The first year, we had 17,000, the total amount of circuit breaker tax credit that people in the town received was, you guys have this thing or not?
I didn't print it, I
Don't worry about it.
saw it, yeah. Yeah.
What it says is that, okay. Just the third page,
Yeah.
it's just these numbers on it, that's all.
Yeah. Yes, yeah.
It's easy.
I don't think that, yeah.
Yeah.
I mute this part.
Yeah, it's all on the second page for you. That's the page.
Oh, okay, yeah.
This is,
Yeah, good. Okay.
Anyway, the first year, the total amount of circuit breaker tax credit was $8,000, something like that. Something.
2,121.
8221.
Yeah.
And authorized 100%. So that's the amount that we had to pay out. A year afterwards, last year, the state raised the circuit breaker tax credit, they doubled it. Okay, and that in turn doubled the amount that the total amount for people in this town got to 70, so we dropped it to 50%. We dropped it to 50%. This year, the total amount of circuit breaker tax credit is $11,259. And we're ready, we've authorized 50% again, okay, which would mean 56,2950. Okay. The reason we're going from 50% is a few reasons. One is that it's consistent and we're not changing things up for people. And the second is we're concerned that the number might go up in future years. We would like to keep it down. So we're gonna suggest that you authorize 50% again.
Okay. Eric or Rita, do we have questions? I don't.
Yeah.
You're muted, Eric.
You're still muted.
I know.
There you go.
Oh, no, there you go.
Just, it's hard to hear exactly, like when people are talking, sometimes they aren't talking right to the microphone. It's a little hard to, I'm agreeing with Diane. It's a little hard to hear.
They're asking they're asking us to do the same as we did last year and do 50% of the circuit breaker. Thank you.
Yeah, I got that. That's good
Yeah.
with me.
And then I know you had outlined it here. So what is forgiven for those people is then picked up, absorbed by the other taxpayers. in town.
The residential tax.
The residential, right, but it sounded, from this, it's like a few cents on the tax rate, it's like.
It'll be at most 2 cents it'll add 2 cents to the residential tax.
Right, so it's really, it's very,
It comes out to like somewhere between, I think it's at $8 per household.
Right. but it's a big deal for the people who receive it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, yeah, okay. So I'd like to make a motion that we stick with the 50%, as the town percentage.
Do I hear a
Second.
sec? Okay,
Second,
all those in favor?
Farrell, I.
Stalker, aye.
It's in the line. Okay. We didn't have to decide. Do you need our signature?
I'm sorry. Sincerely.
Did you need our signature?
Anything?
I'll take it.
And it'll be in your minutes.
Okay.
And thank you for the material, because it's very clear. I mean, the presentation is really clear, so it's great that.
Thank Leslie for that.
Yes, Leslie, yeah, thank you for putting that together, because it really does help, I think, for anybody who asks.
The statutes are so complicated.
Yeah, well, they are, but having something that explains this so well is really great. Great for us, but then if anybody, asks.
And one thing that aside from that, you've done it vote, just be forewarned that when it was voted at town meeting 3 years ago, it was set that it would be revoted every 3 years, so we will be coming back to you with a warrant article. If you have dates that you need to buy, it'll be essentially the same, we anticipate.
Okay, so it's this next town meeting.
Yes, it is.
Okay, great. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you very much. That's it, yes.
Now on to the October 3rd meeting law determination.
Yes. So I will condense this by saying that the original complaints filed sometime around June 17th, and that pertained to our FY 26 appointment list. So we uploaded with the meeting agenda on My Town Government was a list that had the appointments, and the Attorney General has said that that's not permissible, that we should be including all the names into the agenda. So that may, we may want to think about how we do appointments. It's like over 100 names. We can definitely just cut and paste them all into it. Or for readability, you might maybe want to stagger them. But in any event, the state has found that we were in violation, and they have issued a charge of $500, which I believe we can pay out of our legal funds. But it is something certainly going forward we'll have to pay more attention to. But I have that on my list now to always make sure I check off.
We can figure out how to do it, maybe even get the last item on the agenda.
Yeah,
List them in a way.
that might be easier to read, because if we do, maybe if we did it like all the names. We put the Zoom info up top, if we reorganize how we do it,
Then
that's
a sequel for list of names might be okay.
Or if
Or
that
they
was our
don't
last item,
Yeah.
then I think we'd be okay, because at that point, if you were looking for other agenda items, you might
Right.
already see them. Yeah. So I think that should be remedied in the future, but we do have the fine and.
Do you need our vote?
I think a vote is always helpful. Thanks for the record.
Do I hear a vote to authorize Neely to pay the open meeting violation $500 from our legal fund?
So moved.
Second,
Okay, all those in favor?
Farrell, I.
Stalker, aye.
Please don't get that.
That's one done. The next one is more recent. This one was, the date of the violation was at our, September 15th meeting, where we did not list an individual party for our executive session reason, and that was reason number 3. Strategy, collective bargaining, and litigation. And the reason that we did not name an individual was that it was related to personnel. Or related to personnel, and employees do have a right to privacy that we're trying to maintain. I've spoken to Donna about this. That's typically what she recommends for towns do, is to not, if it's a name, but we'll ultimately have to see what the Attorney General says, if they back that up.
Yeah, I think I make it clear that required personnel issue.
if you are comfortable with that reasoning, I have a letter, well, 2 letters to that effect that I will need. Just like here's the underscore. Guess we have to. Yeah, okay, yeah,
All right, so I make a motion that we execute a letter to the Director of the Division of Open Government regarding the open meeting complaint of September 15th, 2025, answering that complaint.
Second,
Okay. All those in favor of signing that letter?
Farrell, I.
Stalker, aye.
So no.
Okay. So this is a separate.
Yeah, so one of them is the actual, like, the rationale, and then that one is just like a verification that we've sent, yeah.
Okay. So I'll make a motion that we execute the letter to Amanda Alex, who's the complainant on the September 15th, 2025 open meeting law complaint.
Second,
Yeah. Okay.
All those in favor?
Farrell, I.
Stalker, aye.
Hazel, no.
Or do you think you could come in tomorrow to sign stuff, or do you want Brennan to maybe bring stuff down to you to sign? We can get past the detour.
That's
Just
true.
kidding.
Oh, I can probably get there.
He can, because he's still in life, starts after.
No, but he's sick.
Oh.
We can quarantine you.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see. If I'm feeling too sick, I won't go, obviously, but
okay,
there's a chance of that.
Yeah.
As you can hear.
yes. No, nobody wants, I can pass it through an opening in the door,
Yes.
wait for your signature.
Yeah,
Nobody
no,
wants to
I
see
don't,
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Town administrator report.
So I'll start off with the good piece of news. So we did submit our expression of interest for the MVP grant, MVP 1. And that was for education, advocacy, and collaborative team partnerships with the tackle leak oil stormwater erosion. So we did, so we submitted that. We just wait to hear back. We will get an interview with the state about our application. So hopefully if there's any deficiencies, we can address them at that point and bolster our standing. Talked to Jennifer last night. This is kind of like a next step. So we do the engineering study, then we can do the advocacy and the education. And then hopefully we'll be primed to do some repair work in and around the dam. And I'll give a very brief update on our police chief search committee. So we have scheduled first round interviews. And we are hoping as a committee to be able to give you a recommendation by late November. And so I wanted to ask how you felt about maybe doing December 9th as second round interviews, assuming it works for candidates.
December 9th. What day of the week is that?
It's a Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Part of your
Okay.
guidance.
Okay. All right.
So
How many candidates will we review? Will we get the select board?
We're hoping, we have 4, so we're hoping to give, I mean, if all 4 are great, we may send you 4. But if, but would be possible to try to get down to 2 or 3.
Right, got you. Okay.
So that might be our whole meeting that night then?
We should keep them playing. Yeah.
And so that kind of segues into my next point, which is holidays are coming up, so our very next meeting after this one is scheduled for November 11th, that's Veterans Day.
Yeah.
So we might want to look at a different day of the week.
Traditionally, we don't have the next day.
Wednesday? I mean, I don't think I have anything that would.
November.
Oh, you're so good then.
It's November 12th.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I can put on mine.
And then also speaking of holidays, I was going to recommend that you have the power to bestow additional holidays. And I think that given how tough of a year this is on people, maybe giving them the day after Thanksgiving and Christmas Eve off, the whole day, would be a nice gesture.
We did that last year. Yeah, we do have a tradition.
So the day after Thanksgiving and Christmas Eve. What is Christmas? What is the 25th?
It's a Thursday.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, your Christmas Eve is Wednesday.
Christmas
Day is Thursday.
Why wouldn't we do the day after Christmas?
I guess that makes more sense.
Yes, I think you're right. I didn't actually look at the calendar.
We have a select board meeting scheduled for the 23rd.
Then people want to take their own time on
On
Christmas Eve.
That
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah. So, well, we should vote the Thanksgiving. So do I hear a motion to give the town employees the day after Thanksgiving, November 28th, an additional holiday day?
So moved.
I think that was a second, if I read your lips right.
You're muted.
I'll croak second.
All those in favor?
Farrell, I.
Stalker, aye.
O'Neill, aye. And then, we were talking about the 26th, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So do I hear a motion to give, town employees an additional day on December 26th, 2025 for a holiday?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Farrell, I.
Stalker, aye.
Peace O'Neill, aye. And then kind of on that topic, which I was heading into, was we have a meeting on the 23rd of December. Do we want to move that to the week before and not bump up against the holidays in that way?
Was that idea of FinCom meeting?
Okay,
On the 16th.
do we want to do the 17th now? Do I do the 17th? Or do we want to do it, at, well, I don't want to do it after the meeting.
17th is fine for me. So December 17th.
Yeah. That way we can move it away from holiday week.
It's funny because my calendar still has all the old, it's in the old schedule, yeah.
And then what else do I have? So there is, I'm gonna forward you all an email. There's a new bill going through called, it's getting contraction called the municipal empowerment bill. It's designed to make it easier for really small towns with limited staff. There's things like relaxing some of the procurement requirements and more flexibility around hybrid meetings and remote meetings. So I signed off on that letter. I'll forward it to you all if you want to look it over and perhaps sign it. And then, let me see. So I do have some update for the Fishbrook Dam, and I owe one person in the audience a response. I just didn't get to that today. But so what I can say is one of the things that kind of stood out to me was the emergency nature, and I want people to understand that that just refers to the permitting. It just is a way to describe issuing a permit outside of the season, which I think is November through April. Beaver trapping. So there are some issues with the dam that are going to require action in the near future, but the emergency part is in relation to the permit. So I just got an inspection today on the dam and it's shown to be in poor quality. Yeah, the bridge part. So there's some wood that is cracking, there's stones that are dislodged. You know, we're seeing water conditions are pretty poor on the opposite side of the dam, so not on the lake side, but the flooding properties, Pinebrook Camp. And if we can all remember way back to October 8th, I had mentioned that, so I sat down with Mark Rivers and Kat Hilton, Dave, myself, Howie, the dam keeper, and the director of the camp. We had invited the Concom, but they weren't able to make it, and so we had talked about, you know, how might we come together and try to strategize and go forward. And so the fruit of that conversation was that, yes, a trapping permit would be issued by the Board of Health. And following that, we would clear out the dam, because if you clear out the dam, but the beavers are still in the area, they're gonna come right back to it. And then the goal for the town would be to, you know, I don't know if I want to say goal, but the town would work with the Pinebrook Camp to share costs regarding the maintenance of the destruction of the dam so that it can't be reset. And so, you know, that was something we definitely talked about when I was very new here. And I'll be honest, at that time, I hadn't reached out to Pinebrook Camp, but, you know, they are part of the community, and, you know, and I just wanted to get them to the table. So we all sat down and they have agreed, and I don't have any MOU drafts, but they did agree to do that, and, you know, just on get some language. There might be an opportunity for people to weigh in on that. So going forward, we should be able to maintain it at or at a reduced cost than what we have been doing. And it should be a little easier, and if there's regular maintenance, there will not be a need to issue those traffic permits, because it'll be clear, it won't be a habitat for them.
It's the single that's gonna be up with that. Dangerous to some of the stuff that's going on in all this is started.
Yeah, it's, I mean, it's definitely a problem. Actually, someone was reached out to today by an individual who has an engineering company and works with some other municipalities, and offered to come tour that location with me. There's some grant opportunities for fixing culverts that are coming up, so we may be able to look into that, but there definitely is work that needs to be done. I wouldn't wanna speak on it without.
No, I just.
Without getting notes from Dave, because it is.
I learned about something that just been the last.
But yeah, but from what I understand, things are dislodged, things are sinking, things are. That does require attention.
So we're talking Fistbrook.
Yes.
Okay, yep.
Okay. That's all I have to say about that for now. I'm learning so much about beavers and habitat and all that, so it's evolving all the time. And then I did tune into the historic committee meeting the other night, and I did just want to say that the NNSB reuse committee is open to the public. People are encouraged to attend. I know you're on the committee. You have a public comment period, so just want to make sure that's clear to folks.
So I wasn't at that meeting. I did hear that there was, and we've gotten a letter about the reuse committee, the committee's meeting. The meetings are all posted. The committee's meeting again Thursday morning. This will be the third meeting. Unfortunately, because of family circumstances, I have missed a couple of the meetings, but they've gone ahead very well without me. I will be there on Thursday, and there was a survey that was done of all town employees, town departments, and then boards and committees, and there's been a compilation done of the survey results, so we'll be not only, and Brennan is serving as our kind of staff liaisons, and so we'll be talking on Thursday about the results, and then we have on the agenda kind of more broadly, like doing some sort of, if there's some sort of public presentation that we need to do. But I was just making a note to myself. I'm not sure if it makes sense at the next select board meeting, or maybe the one after, that we would come and do a report to the select board. I'll just figure out on the timing, when it makes sense for the reuse committee to come. But the meetings are held in person, in the town hall, and they are open to anybody who wants to attend. So you come on out. Just, when we're talking about the next meeting, I know we had, if we can make a note, we had a request from the Conservation Commission about land acquisition by,
Is that the
South Bath for Southbrook Conservation Area. So if you could put that on the next agenda. And then I think, when you say dam, I always, of course, I'm thinking about.
Yeah, I was thinking that when you said that, I was
That-
like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, so
And I realized it was still the dam.
So we, right.
Yeah, I
so-
have gotten, actually, our Maya rep was like, what are you talking about? Because I was like, oh yeah, we have a dam in town. I know Beaver Dam.
Right. Oh, damn. But we also need to address the issue of access to the Lake Wyola dam. Because our, the access that we have had, it sounds like it's no longer gonna be available to us, and we need to explore. And I think we need to have some conversations with Donna about that. Explore what our options are, because, that dam is, it needs work. And we now have this grant, to explore, options for, design, for that dam, so you gotta figure that out.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that today. I don't know, do we want to still try to meet with the property owner? But he did seem, rightly so, they seem frustrated, it's not just the town, it's recreation.
Oh, yeah.
There,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah,
and I could totally understand that, but I admit I haven't seen the site, so I don't know what the opposite side of the property looks like. It's not big,
it's not, yeah, it's just, why don't we talk about it, because we've had this discussion before. I think, I have some ideas, and I think probably what makes sense is, after we have a conversation, that you talk to Donna. And if you wanna, you guys could figure it out, but, and some of it might involve, compensation. So. But, yeah, I think before we go talk to them, we need to know, what we can and cannot offer, and how it might work, so. I'll do that, but I think we should be clear about what the options are. I think that's all I have. I don't think anything else that we have for the next. Yeah,
I know, Eric has asked for an update on the water line, the church, and I didn't get to Donna. Or I didn't get back from Donna. I didn't hear back from her, so,
okay.
today. I think she was busy.
That's fine. This is
So-
not an emergency.
No, but we'll make sure.
But maybe it's on the list for Donna.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like the Donna list.
Yeah,
On the list.
but I'll follow up with her.
Okay.
And I think that was it, right? I don't think there was anything else we needed on the next thing that anyone can think of.
Oh, I can just mention quickly, I am gonna ask, I had asked AJ for a FinCom transfer for the annual MMA conference. That's the one up in Boston. And last year I went to that, and it's the first time I ever gone, and it was really helpful, actually. There were some workshops that I really liked, and I use now. So I'm gonna ask them for that and try to.
So there's nothing in the budget, no line for training or?
Not that I've seen. So, and that will be an ask, it's a tough budget year, but you always gotta ask.
Yep. I thought you did too. Yeah. Okay. I don't know where the money came
So when is our next meeting to do? I'm just a little confused about our meetings now. Doesn't take much to confuse me.
On the 12th.
The 12th, okay.
November 12th.
Yeah,
Yeah.
November 12th, Wednesday.
Yes.
Wednesday, November 12th.
All right, that's good.
And somebody will check in with you about the signatures. Yeah.
I can always drop them off.
Yeah,
That's not hard.
it's a long way down.
I
that
know.
side.
It's nice seeing it.
It is.
Bumpy. Yeah.
Any chance to use four-wheel drive? It's nice.
Okay, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Please do.
Second,
Okay, all those in favor?
Farrell, aye.
Stalker Eye.
Yes, Manila.
Great.
Good job, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Oh, yeah, look at nice, that's, it's at 6:15.